All right, let's get right into it because we have some massive news coming out of the smartphone world. Oppo has just unleashed its brand new flagships, the Find X9 and the Find X9 Pro. And guess what? They are officially going global.
Now, you might remember, these phones first popped up about 12 days ago, but it was a China-only launch. And you know how that goes. It gets the whole tech community buzzing, wondering if or maybe when we'd ever see them anywhere else.
Well, the wait is officially over. Oppo has confirmed it. Both the standard Find X9 and that absolute beast, the Find X9 Pro, are making their way to international markets. So what are we really looking at here? Let's break it all down.
Okay, so before we get into what makes these two different, it's super important to look at the powerful foundation they both share. And trust me, it is one heck of a foundation.
So here's the deal. Both phones are running on the exact same monster of a chip, the MediaTek Dimensity 9500. But just look at these charging specs. 80 watts wired is ridiculously fast. And you're not making any compromises on wireless either. 50 watts is amazing, and you even get 10-watt reverse wireless on both of them. That's a seriously versatile setup.
Now, let's talk battery, because this is where things get kind of wild. The standard Find X9 is packing a massive 7,025 milliamp-hour silicon carbon battery. I mean, for a flagship phone, that is just gigantic. We're talking serious all-day and probably all-night endurance here.
And just when you thought that was impressive, well, the Find X9 Pro takes it even further. A colossal 7,500 milliamp hours. Seriously, these aren't just big batteries. They're some of the absolute largest we've ever seen in a mainstream flagship phone. That right there is a huge selling point.
And on the software side of things, they're identical. Both are running the latest ColorOS 16, which is built on Android 16. You get Oppo's O+ Connect suite, and this is a really nice touch. It works seamlessly with both Mac and Windows. And they both share the new Lumo image engine, which is the brains behind all the photo processing.
But for all the things they have in common, there is one key area where the Pro model really tries to earn its name and its higher price tag. You guessed it, we're talking about the camera system.
And this chart just lays it all out perfectly. Look, both phones have fantastic 50-megapixel main and ultra-wide cameras. The regular Find X9 even has a super respectable 50-megapixel 3x periscope zoom. But the Pro, well, the Pro completely changes the conversation with a staggering 200-megapixel sensor for its periscope lens.
I mean, this is the star of the show. There's just no other way to put it. A 200-megapixel telephoto lens gives you an insane amount of data to play with. This isn't just about blowing up your photos to the size of a billboard. It's about computational flexibility. You can crop way in and not lose detail, or you can combine all those pixels to capture more light for way better zoom shots when it gets dark. It just changes what a zoom lens can do. So how is Oppo using this power?
They're calling it the Hasselblad Teleconverter. In simple terms, this feature just uses that massive 200-megapixel sensor to do a really high-quality crop, which effectively gives you a 10x optical quality zoom. It's a super clever way to get that long-range zoom without needing even more complicated and bulky hardware.
Okay, so the hardware is obviously impressive, but what about the stuff we all really need to know? Let's talk about the different models, how much they're going to set you back, and, most importantly, when you can actually get your hands on one.
So here's the whole breakdown. The standard Find X9 gives you 3 color choices and a few different RAM and storage options, kicking off at €999. The Find X9 Pro keeps things a bit simpler. 2 colors, silk white and titanium charcoal, and just one top-of-the-line version with 16 gigs of RAM and 512 gigs of storage, starting at €1,299.
And the really good news? You won't have to wait long. Both phones in the Find X9 series are set to hit global markets starting in early November.
So with specs this high and, well, prices to match, what's the initial reaction been? Since the phones were announced in China a little while ago, the conversation has already started and it gives us a pretty good idea of what people are thinking.
This comment right here, from a reader online, really kind of sums up a big part of the discussion. There's this feeling that the pricing is now going head-to-head with the big players like Apple and Samsung, and that's sparking a whole debate about value for money.
And that really leaves us with the big question, doesn't it? The Oppo Find X9 series is, without a doubt, a powerhouse on paper, especially that Pro model with its game-changing camera. But in a market this fierce, is that premium price tag the right call? Well, I guess that's the question we'll all see answered when these finally hit the shelves. Thanks for tuning in.